So today's six potential trade ideas that can make you mighty gains are GLENMARK Pharmaceuticals, WELSPUNIND India, Motilal Oswal Financial Services, BASF, CAMS, and IIFL Wealth Management. To know why I think these stocks can fly in the next couple of weeks or months, please watch the full video where the entire analysis has been presented. Thank you. Hi everyone, welcome to the Mighty Trades channel. My name is Johar. Welcome to another episode of Weekend Technical Analysis. So last week we concluded our episode with Apple India. So let's not waste any more time and move on to BLUEDART. Okay, this looks interesting. Very bullish last 4 weeks. We are looking at the weekly chart right now. And the stock has moved up by quite a bit. Let's see here. It's given a return of 23% over the last 4 weeks. So great returns. Good swing trading opportunity there that has been missed. Let's look at the monthly chart to see how the overall structure looks. So if we look at the monthly chart, immediately we can spot this resistance over here. Right? This is a complete resistance zone, you could say. This area. And it looks like the stock might be preparing for a breakout over here because it's been consolidating in this price range for quite a while now. Let's take a look here. Let me switch this very quickly for a minute just to line chart to get a better range. So yeah, if you look at the line chart, then this looks like a range that has been consolidating for quite a while now. Let's switch over to the candles again. There we go. So we can ignore these wicks. This is the consolidation range that the stock has been in. And let me quickly go over to the daily chart again and let me put on some moving averages here. Okay. So the big red line that you're seeing is the 200-day moving average. And what you're seeing here, guys, I'm trying out something new. So currently I've put in 7 moving averages right now on the same chart. And just to make it a little easier for you guys, I'm looking at currently the 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 100 and 200-day moving average. The red line is the 200-day moving average, the green line is the 100-day moving average, and the black line is the 50-day moving average. So these are largely 3 moving averages that I'll be looking at. The other moving averages are for another strategy that I'm trying out, which I'll talk to about if I find success with that. But right now, let's focus on these 3 primary lines, which is the black, which is the 50-day moving average. This is the green 100-day moving average, and this is the red 200-day moving average. So the price went below the 200-day moving average and very quickly went back up, gave a good V-shaped recovery, and right now it's trading above all its moving averages. So it's entered into a nice bullish phase right now. I believe if it breaks out from this high, then we are in for a very big bull run in this stock, because if we switch over back to the monthly chart here, as you can clearly see, the stock was in a downtrend since 2015 and it's about to retest this zone after almost 7 years. So breakout above this line is going to take the stock to new highs that we probably can't even imagine. Let's quickly also take a look at the fundamentals of the company once. Okay, so stock as per industry is not too overvalued. ROCE is good. Debt is a little high to my liking. Company is going to give good quarter. Okay, let's look at the sales. Sales for the December quarter have been the highest ever, and the net profit for the December quarter has also been the highest ever. This company has been consistently growing year on year. That's good sign. Net profit has also been sort of on an upward trajectory, except for 2019. Don't know why in 2019 their margins dropped by quite a bit, but overall the last 12 months have been really good for the company. It's a 335 crores net profit. If you look at the shareholding pattern, promoters are holding 75% of the stake. That's good. FIIs have increased their holding in the last couple of quarters. DII has remained pretty much stable. The public holding is very low at just 12%. And even in the public holding, there is one big investor, which is Bright Star Investments, who holds 1.47% stake. And there's Damani Estates Finance, who has booked their profit or loss in March 2021. And ICICI Prudential has also left the share, or their holding has dropped below 1%. We don't know. If you look at the FIIs, no one holding more than 1% here. And DIIs, Kotak Small Cap Fund acquired 1.6% stake, so that is promising. And ICICI Prudential's holdings in the last 3 quarters stable. Life Insurance Corporation of India is reducing their position, and L&T Mutual Fund is also stable. So shareholding pattern wise is good, net profit wise everything is good, but the concern is only these borrowings, which I'm seeing here. The borrowings are going up very, very steadily. That is a little concerning for me. So I'm not too sure why their borrowing is so high and why they have not been able to repay their borrowings as such. So company is good. It's making profits. It's making profits of 100 crores plus quarter on quarter. That is good. Let's see here. Technically, the chart looks very, very strong. Fundamentally, the only weak point is the debt. And right now, it's very easy to get debt because of the low interest rate policy. But if that changes overnight, tomorrow if RBI increases the interest rates, etc., that debt could become a burden for the stock. So if you were to take a position in the stock, right, the breakout would need to go happen above 7,500 rupees, and after 7,500 rupees then the stock can move up by if purely from a technical perspective, then the price range after such a long consolidation usually goes up to give quite a significant return. So you can expect to make a return of say approximately, let's see here, this price could potentially touch 13,500 rupees, which from the current market price would be a return of 95%. Now, I personally don't like the fact that it has a lot of debt, that the company has a lot of debt, and this could spell trouble for the company going in the future because inflation is also extremely high right now. They are a transport company, so they would be paying probably a lot of money for petrol and diesel, and airfares are also going to go up. There are a lot of geopolitical problems that are also happening across the globe because airlines have to divert their planes above Russian territory and not, and it's going to cause a lot of inflationary pressure on BLUEDART, and we can possibly see those inflationary pressures here as well, right? Their margins have gone down by 2% in the last quarter, which was around 26-24%, went down to 22%, went down to 18% in the June quarter. Not sure why, but I think it's going to affect their margins quite a bit, which will bring the EPS down. So for me personally, this debt is a huge concern, um, and I don't see myself investing in this kind of a stock which has such a huge debt liability. So if the company is able to reduce this debt by back to this 500 crore levels, then I would be much more interested in taking a position. But as of now, this debt is turning me off, so I will not be taking any position in the stocks. And that's just my personal opinion. Please do your own due diligence. Next is TIMKEN. Let's see here. This is the weekly chart that we are looking at. And what a beautiful chart this is. Just look at it. It's a brilliant, brilliant chart. And I mean, this is such a beautiful rally. If anyone has this, they would be having good sleep in the night. Just looking at this. Crazy. So the stock is definitely in an uptrend. It has not been affected, I think, at all by the geopolitical crisis that's been happening all across the world. The stock is consistently moving up. So I don't see any reason to enter right now because it's already so high up. I mean, if you look at the all-time chart, after it broke out from its pre-COVID high, the stock has already doubled. It's gone up to 100%. Let's quickly take a look at the fundamentals to understand is there something that could possibly propel the stock to even greater heights. So ROC is okay. Book value is at 200 rupees. That's also all right. If we look at the sales also look decent. Margins also the same. Net profit is also pretty much the same. If we look at the yearly numbers, then the sales is highest ever, and the net profit is also the highest ever of the last trailing 12 months. If you look at their balance sheet, they have very little borrowings. That is a very good sign. And if you look at the shareholding pattern, then the shareholding pattern is also pretty decent here. DII seem to be buying up a lot of this. They started their holding. I mean, we can see significant buying coming in from March 2021 at 11.42, then 12.73, 13.57, and 13.86. So DIIs are definitely buying. FIIs are holding steady. They're holding. They haven't increased much, but they haven't sold much also. So overall, the chart structure is really bullish. The stock is in a pure uptrend and in pure momentum. And if we look, put the moving averages here, it's far away from its 200-day moving average, and it's nicely consolidating around the shorter moving averages of 20, 30, 40 days. And it's just now moved up above them. It could possibly take support here at the 20-day moving average and then again resume its upward journey back. I think if you're a momentum investor, then you should definitely enter into this trade. But from perspective of what targets can you get out of this, I have no idea. So I'm going to avoid this. If you are a momentum player, then you should definitely think of taking a position somewhere at the lows and then continue riding this wave that's currently happening. All right, moving on to DCMSHRIRAM. Okay, we have an interesting setup here as well. We switch over to the line chart once very quickly. Okay, so we can clearly see that the price has been consolidating in this range for quite a while. We move over to the daily chart. Okay, the price came and touched the 200-day moving average, and if we look here, then all right, don't see anything on the RSI. But yeah, the price touched the 200-day moving average. It might break out from this box. Sorry. And if it does, then usually the length or the depth of the box becomes your next target. So if it does break out next week from this box, then we can expect to make a gain of 22% from this chart. This looks like a very promising chart setup to me. I think it's a nice short-term trade. As we can see, when the stock does break out from a range, like for example here, when it broke out, immediately it moved up by like 12%. So all it needs is just one or two candles, and you will end up making a significant amount of money in a very short time. but you will have to wait for this breakout to get confirmed, because this is the second time, there's a third time that I tried to break out but it wasn't able to, it closed below it. So don't get trapped in such fake breakouts as of now. And yeah, the stock is definitely consolidating at its all-time high. I don't think the stock is done with its up move. It might further up move from here. We just have to wait for this consolidation to get over from this box. Looking at GLENMARK Pharma. Let's switch over to the weekly chart again. Okay. So the stock did try to break out from its pre-COVID high here. Oh, sorry, the pre-COVID high was here. So it did break out from the pre-COVID high, moved up, and tried to break out from this very large resistance zone that it has since 2017, right? And it took a resistance here around this area, came back down, and it's back to its pre-COVID high now, or just above its pre-COVID high, not too far off from the pre-COVID high. As of now, don't see any reason to enter into a trade. Um, it's consolidating at this bottom. It's making a sort of a base here. So no bullish momentum as of now. Any bullish momentum would only get confirmed above this line, because if I notice one thing, it's not been able to cross this level, then this is your next resistance, and currently this is the resistance. So first thing is to break out from here, then this will be your next target, then this will be your next target, and if it breaks out from here, then we can see a rally all the way up here again. So as of now, there is no bullish momentum in this stock, but let me very quickly just look at the fundamentals to see if there is any contrarian buy that we can do here. So we are looking at GLENMARK Pharma. Okay, now let's look at the last time it made its all-time high. So this all-time high was made in August 2015. Now I'm going to very quickly go to the profit and loss statement and look here. So the sales at that time in March 2015 was 6,500 crores. The net profit was 210 crores. Right now, today, the sales are 12,000 crores. So the sales have nearly doubled. The net profit is 1,020 crores. So this has also nearly doubled. But the share price has not doubled at all. The share price is in fact halved from what it was, right? It was close to 1,200 rupees here. Right now it's trading at just 450 rupees. So it definitely makes sense to buy it, because the company is posting its highest ever sales and net profits right now, but the share price is is at its 52-week low. So let me also look at some other fundamental factors. ROC is good, close to 15%, very undervalued to its industry. Book value is also 300, so not trading too high above its book value. Debt to equity is under 50%. That is also extremely nice. Let's take a look at the quarterly results. The quarterly results, again, highest ever sales, highest ever operating profit, highest ever operating profit margin as well. That is good. And if you look at the profit before tax, this seems to be, it's about 300 crores, which has largely been the case since since the COVID period, right? In March 2020, they started posting 300 crores plus, and it's been like that ever since. So fundamentally, the stock is really, really strong. So I would be very interested in entering this, because it just makes so much sense to buy this fundamentally. So if we look at the FII holding, that's been stable at around 24-25%. The DII holding is going up. The public holding has also largely remained stable between 18 and 16%. We also have a big name investor, Ashish Dhawan, who is an investor in the stock. So that's also a promising thing. So largely the stock is held by strong hands, which is your FII, DIs, and some HNI people as well. So let's see here. The right entry price, I believe, for the stock to signal a reversal in the trend would be here. If the stock is able to break this range of 506 rupees, then I would definitely enter into the stock and hold it for at least up till this range right here. And if it breaks out from this range, then the next target is directly the all-time high. There's no doubt about it. What could also possibly happen is if we switch over to the weekly chart, or even better the monthly chart. If we look at the monthly chart, what I could possibly also see happening is there you go. So this is the left shoulder. This is the head, and this could very potentially be the right shoulder currently in the making. And this we are looking at a monthly chart, guys. So this will, if this pattern were to break out, we would be in for a very long bull run, which would last for a couple of months or years at least. And the target price that comes again the moment it breaks out from this high, as expected, it is the last all-time high, which was around here. So this would be the target as per this head and shoulder pattern. So now from the breakout point where I am comfortable buying this target then becomes a 150% gain from the breakout level. I think this is a good buy. This is a good buy right now. Very good buy, definitely. Let me switch over to the weekly chart again. Just want to quickly spot something here. Okay. Okay. So definitely a good buy. Good buy. You can potentially buy at every level. You can buy, maybe say if you want to invest 1 lakh rupees in this, you can invest 35,000 rupees at this level. Once it breaks out from this level, you invest another your other 35,000 rupees. And when it breaks out from this level, then you invest the rest of your 30,000 rupees and you ride the entire rally. So this way you can pyramid your investment in the stock, so that you don't go all in at one time. Yes, you'll make lesser returns, but this way you're also safeguarding your capital, because I don't need to say it, guys, you know how the stock market works, right? Anything can change anytime over here. So let's add this to our tracker very quickly. So the name is GLENMARK. Let me also add the link to the chart here. Okay. Now today's date is 2nd of April. The price as of today is 452.35. Okay. Fundamentally strong buy. Contrarian buy. Company posting highest ever net profit, available at 52-week low. Potential head and shoulder pattern. Okay, so our target entry price, as we have identified, will be 505 rupees. Our target, we'll keep the first target right now as our target, which is 708. And once if it breaks out of 708, then we'll continue holding. If it breaks down, then we might book our profits at that point and re-enter the stock again when and if it does break out from here. So the potential gain comes to about 40%, not bad. And the stop loss in this case will be let me switch over to the line chart. Just want to find the right bottom. Yes, this looks like an appropriate level. It has been taking support over here for quite a while now. Yeah, the stop loss would be somewhere between 10 to 12%. So it's as per your risk appetite really. This would be a comfortable level for me to hold. So that's 452 rupees. That's the stop loss. So we are currently, waiting for entry. This is the current market price. Okay, great find. GLENMARK Pharmaceuticals. Really excited. Let's move on to Bajaj Electricals. Okay. Whew, this does not look good. Let's see here. Okay. This looks like a potential bearish head and shoulder pattern in the making right here. This will be the shoulder. This looks like the head. And this looks like the right shoulder, which is the making. Now if it breaks down from here, then we can potentially see, as per the target of this pattern, a fall all the way till here. Not good at all, not great at all. So yeah, we could see this come down back to its almost COVID lows here. So right now it's an avoid. We should not buy this as of now. When is it safe to buy? The only way it will be, you can confirm that this head and shoulder pattern has failed, if it manages to close above the high of this right shoulder. And we should be able to spot that high very clearly on the line chart. So here, so this is the high of the right shoulder, which it needs to break on the higher side. If it does break that, then this head and shoulder pattern has been failed then. Moving on to WELSPUNIND India, does not look good at all right now. If you look at the daily chart, then it attempted to reverse from here, but it failed again. Let me look at the RSI once more. Alright, so on RSI, I can see a divergence that has happened, a pretty significant divergence. So if we look here, this is the price, right? This is the bottom, and this is another bottom that it's made here. So as you can see, this bottom is higher and this bottom is lower. However, on RSI, this was the bottom of this candle and this is the bottom of this candle. And as we can observe, the RSI, let me just expand it for you guys a little bit. The RSI is on an upward move instead of a downward move. So this shows that there is a potential divergence that we are seeing here in the RSI. So there could be a trend reversal that might happen in this stock, and that trend reversal will only get confirmed when this previous high, this previous swing high is broken. Otherwise, this trend reversal will not be confirmed at all. So, line chart right here. Now, in this case, if the swing high is confirmed, then what will become the target? Then we'll pick the target directly. We'll keep it very simple. The target would immediately become this next resistance right here. So a 42% gain that you can potentially get. What will be the stop loss? The stop loss will basically, we'll keep the low of the whichever candle breaks out from here. So whenever this is broken out, then we will have to take that candle's low as the stop loss. So you're looking at a potential gain of 42% if and when this breakout happens. So let's add this to our tracker as well. The current price is 95.10. RSI, potential RSI divergence. Need to wait for breakout. What will be a target entry price? As of now, as per this pattern, it's 111 rupees. But this chart could very well fall even further from where it is right now and make another divergence. It could very potentially fall down from here also and possibly make another divergence. So we don't know. So we have to wait for this for the price to break out from here. Until and unless then we will not enter the stock. What is the target? Target will be 159 rupees. What is the stop loss? So ideally the stop loss should be whichever candle's low breaks out of it. For now, as a placeholder, we can put this candle's low as a stop loss. So approximately 7% loss we can potentially take. So that is 104.25. Oh, sorry. Okay, so that's the view on WELSPUNIND India. Moving on to EXIDEIND Industries. Okay. Stocks in a downtrend. Yeah, don't see much in terms of trading opportunity here. This volume is definitely interesting that happened in the month of August. As of now, nothing really looks that great. This is a trend line resistance that it's currently facing, and it needs to break out. It needs to give a breakout from here for any bullish momentum to be confirmed. As of now, I don't see any reason why we should buy this. So moving on to MANAPPURAM Finance. Oh wow, terrible. So let me switch over to the line chart very quickly. Okay, Nothing here. So it looks like it made a double top pattern over here. So it made a M-shaped pattern. The low of the M was broken and then further fell down, and looks like now the correction should be over as per this chart pattern. But as of now, I don't see any bullishness coming back to the stock that much. So we'll have to wait and watch. Right now, I think the only thing that can really bring the share price up is if the gold breaks out. If the value of gold goes up because of all these, because of the high inflation on commodities, etc., then you might see a rally in Manappuram Finance. But as of now, we should avoid because it's even lower than its pre-COVID high, right? And pre-COVID high in Jan 2020 was 190, right now it's 120. Makes no sense to trade in the stock right now. Moving on to Apollo Tires. Again, nothing much happening here. Stocks consolidated here for almost a year, since February, and then it broke down from this very major support zone, and now this support zone should ideally act as a resistance. So I wouldn't enter into the stock, because even if it does break this resistance and goes up, it'll only go up till here and possibly continue consolidating. As of now, we should avoid this stock. I don't see any reason why anyone should take a trade here. Moving on to JB Chemicals. Okay, this is the first time I'm hearing of this company, JB Chemicals. So nothing really interesting, I would say, happening here as well. The stock is trading under all its moving averages, so not great. And yeah, overall, I don't see any reason why we have to enter. This has been consolidating since June last year, and pretty much it's been going up, coming down, going up, coming down. Plus, it's making higher highs, sorry, lower highs, but the lows are remaining the same, and it's retesting the same low multiple times. So when the highs are getting lower, but the low is remaining the same, right? That same low is getting retested multiple times. There's a very high chance that this low might get broken and the price might fall down. So as of now, until and unless it breaks any of its previous high, there is no need to enter in the stock, because it might move up, make another lower high, and then come back down same here again. It's better to stay away. Moving on to TTK Prestige. Okay, TTK Prestige has corrected massively. If you look at the 5-year chart, it had a good run, right? Good big volume bars moved it up, but eventually the price is corrected right now. Don't see any real reason to enter into a trade. There is this trend line that needs to break out of. It tried to break out back in March last month, but I think it didn't sustain above it. So as of now, better to stay away. Motilal Oswal looks definitely interesting. If we look here, let's switch over to the line chart. Okay, if you look at the line chart, then this is a huge consolidation zone that the stock was in. All right, this period started, if you take it up till here also, this period started back in June 2018, and the price has been consolidating in this range since then. It broke out in July 2021, moved up till here, came back down. Now let's switch over to the candles. Crashed back down. In fact, I wouldn't even say came back down, it just crashed back down. Took support here, moved up again, and now it's consolidating right above this zone of consolidation, right? So this is a pretty significant consolidation that has been going on in the stock for a year. and it's consolidating now right on top of it. This, I think, is going to be a really good chance. It's going to give a really good move once it turns bullish. So the next immediate target for this stock comes up till here, which is 1300 rupees. Easily the stock will hit that if it is able to break out of this consolidation. Now let's switch over to the daily chart. Okay, let's put our moving averages in here again. Okay, so if we see here, the price is just touching the 200-day moving average right now. Okay, it's under the 100-day moving average, and again touching the 50-day moving average as well. And all of the moving averages, all the short-term moving averages, especially the 20, 30, 40, 50, in fact all the moving averages have sort of merged over here. So in my opinion, if this stock gives a good successful breakout above 995 rupees, we will see a very quick run up to 1300 rupees easily. So I am definitely adding this to my tracker. I think the Indian stock market has done extremely well over the last couple of years, the last 2 years especially. A lot of brokerage companies have gotten new clients. They're making a lot more money than what they were, and I think this is a good times for the Indian brokerage industry right now, and any industry or any company which is dealing in the Indian stock market. So let's quickly add this to our tracker. 3-year long consolidation breakout and retest. Okay, now let's see here. All right, our target entry price will be above 995 rupees. Yeah, 995 rupees. Our target will be 1297. So the potential gain is 30. For the stop loss, I think I'll wait for the breakout first to happen. I want to see what kind of candle breaks out. If it's a bullish candle like this, which moves up by 7%, I would ideally like to keep the low of that candle as the stop loss, or maybe some moving average like a 20-day moving average or something like that as the stop loss. So when the breakout does happen, that time we'll activate the position and we'll update the stop loss at our. So right now we are waiting for entry, and the current market price is getting reflected here. Okay, great find. Motilal Oswal also really exciting. Let's move over to VTL. Okay, VTL, if I'm not wrong, the share price split or had a bonus or something like that very recently, which has caused this really steep correction of 20%. So there's nothing wrong in the company at all. I think this is just that there's a lot more free float that has come into the market because of the split or bonus, which is why people are booking their profits and exiting. So as long as it's not breaking this level where it is currently at, then you should not be worried. And if it does break this, then you should definitely be worried. Otherwise, I don't believe it will break this level. I think it will consolidate here for a couple of weeks, let all the free float get absorbed, and then it will start moving back up again. Moving on to UTI AMC. This looks like it was recently listed back in October 2020. moved up, consolidated. Let me switch over the daily chart since we don't have too much data here. Hmm. Huh. So breakout above here will take the stock into uncharted territory. Not uncharted territory, but will definitely make it more bullish than what it is right now. As of now, I don't see any reason to enter the stock. It needs to break out above here, and only then we'll see what needs to happen. I'm not really sure how to calculate a target, even if it does break out. Plus, there's this large red volume bar that I see here of 3.4 million shares. Very possibly that some big investor has dumped their shares over here and gone away. So not too sure about what to do in the stock. So it's better to I'm going to look at avoiding it. Moving on to Century Plywood. Century Plywood also is looking very nice, very bullish. But again, it's trading at its all-time high. This is a good chance. This is a good stock for momentum traders to be a part of. I am going to personally avoid it because I really can't understand for how much further up the stock can go. So I'm going to sit on the sidelines and just watch this fly away. So that's my view on Century Plywood. Moving on to BASF. BASF looks interesting. If we look at the line chart here, then yeah, on the line chart we can see a very clean, neat and clean double bottom pattern. Okay, so this is the first downswing, then an upswing, then another downswing, and now it's back in an upswing. And if this double bottom pattern is to break out, we can see a nice up move over here. So the breakout line for this double bottom is going to be from where the downswing started. When it comes here, it will make a sort of a W-shaped pattern, and the depth of that W-shaped pattern will become your next target. So the next potential target is 25% up from this breakout level. And if we are to enter the current market price, then the potential target comes to 47%. So in this case, what I would like to do is instead, um, I will make my target entry price, which is this high. If it breaks this high, two things will happen. One, it will definitely go up till here, or it should go up till here. Let's not say definitely, it should go up till here, right? So that will become my first target. And if it takes resistance, comes down, might exit. But if it breaks out, then I hold up, and then I hold it till here. So then in that case, I make a 40% profit instead of a 25% profit by waiting for this breakout. So let's quickly add this into our tracker. We bring in the candles again. There we go. All right. That's the link to the chart for everyone. This is 2nd April. 3031 is the price as of today. Double bottom pattern. The target entry price for me is 3249. The target for today is 4507. My stop loss will be 2985. Great. Great find. Another great find. Nice. Also, guys, please note these are all just my personal views. None of this is an investment advice. Please contact your financial advisor before making any decisions. Okay, Narayan Rudale NH. Beautiful uptrend. It's in strong momentum, so I don't really. It's an uncharted territory, completely uncharted territory. So no way to really know how the price, what the potential stop loss could be or what potential target could be. So as of now, I am just gonna be on the sidelines and enjoy. But definitely a good chart pattern. If you are into momentum trading, you can definitely enter this and ride the momentum. I also do some momentum trading on the side, but over here on this channel, we only want to discuss mighty trades where we can make a significant amount of profit with very few number of trades. So that's the view on NH. Moving on to CAMS. CAMS has been on a downtrend, so nothing to really see here as such. Yeah, so until unless it breaks out from this sort of a downswing that it's making, uh, better to avoid. But let me tell you this thing, the moment it breaks this downswing, you can easily see it go up till here easily. I wouldn't be surprised at all if it does that. So we'll come review this chart again when it does break its downswing. I think it might be very close to breaking its downswing, to be honest. I think if it breaks out from 2545, that will be a good entry point to go towards 3986. Let me add this to our tracker. If it does break out, I will definitely enter into this. Because let me show you guys what I'm seeing here. What I'm seeing is a little bit of a divergence that's coming into play. If you look at the daily chart, let me bring the RSI screen a little bit in focus. Move this up here. Okay. From here onwards, let's look here. This is the bottom of the price, as you can clearly see. However, if you look at RSI, RSI is up. So there is a very good chance that we might see a trend reversal happening in this stock very soon. Definitely very soon we can see that. So that's why I'm adding this to my tracker. Yep. Yep. So for me, this will be the breakout point that it needs to, which is just a little bit on the line chart. This swing high. If it breaks 2588, that's when we'll enter into this trade. So the current market price is 2417, 2588. RSI divergence. The target for me is directly going to be 3967 rupees. The stop loss in this case will be, let me move over to the candlestick charts. Let me bring the RSI back down. We'll wait for the breakout to happen. I need to see what kind of candle is formed during the breakout. Then we'll get to know what stop loss to place. As of now, I can't judge the stop loss. Okay, moving on to the next chart, which is Mahabank. Yeah, nothing happening here. Stay away from the stock. FinPipe also on a downtrend. Nothing much happening over here as well. Better to avoid. Alok Industry has been consolidating in this range for quite some time now. Until unless it breaks out of this whole consolidation zone that it's made here, no real reason to enter into the stock. If it does come here, you can buy it and you can sell it here at the top of the consolidation zone. First source solutions, nah. One good thing though is it looks like it's making a base over here. Definitely a good base that's forming. So you could potentially see some action in this going forward if it breaks out of this base. But as of now, it's better to avoid until it breaks out of this base. If we look at Quest Corp, Quest Corp looks interesting. This is the line. This over here, I spotted an RSI divergence a couple of days back while I was doing some of my own research. So as you can see, I've already marked out the divergence here. This was the low back in 14 February. This is the low back in March. And as you can see, the RSI is up. It's broken out of here. First target is this resistance, and if it breaks out of this resistance also, we can see that stock going up till 980 rupees. So I'm already in this trade. I've already taken a position in this trade. So I might be a little biased, so please keep that in mind. But that's the view on Quest Corp. Let's add it to our tracker as well since we are already here. Let's keep a track of all of our strategies that we are implementing in the markets. So I had made my entry here at 649. So let's keep that only as the price of identification. RSI divergence 649 was the target entry price. My first target in this stock is 743 rupees. This I've taken as a short-term trade. Actually, you know what? Let's not enter this in our sheet right now because I want this channel to be all about mighty trades where we take very few number of trades. Uh, I do take some short-term trades by myself here and there. Um, those are just experiments that I do largely, and that's largely just for fun what I do. But my core trading style is the mighty trade style, where every weekend I sit and do this. But obviously, I don't spend only 1 hour. This 1 hour I do on YouTube because I think that's as much a person will look at. They won't sit for 4 or 5 hours while I'm doing this every weekend. So I do keep finding such hidden gems, and then I, take these short-term trades on a Monday or a Tuesday, and then I hold them for small profits. And these small profits I largely use to, buy stuff that I want. So that's the whole part. But my main investing or my trading style is the mighty trade style, which we are discussing on this channel right now. But yeah, this is an RSI divergence trade that I've taken last week. The target is up till here. If it gets hit, then I'll probably buy something for myself, or probably take my wife out to dinner or something with the money that I earned from this trade. Looking at IIFL Wealth Management, let's see. IIFL Wealth Management. Been consolidating for quite a while now in this price range. If and when it does break out, we could see a pretty massive move here because it looks like a cup with handle pattern. Let's see here. There we go. Yep, this is the cup, that's the handle, this is the neckline. So when it does break out, we can expect a target, a mighty target of, let's see what we get. Nice, 55% gain, not bad at all. Perfect. Let's add this to our tracker. This is a good cup with handle pattern that we are seeing here. IIFL is a reputed company, so no one need to check the fundamentals there. Let's do 1697. Cup with handle pattern is what we have identified. Okay, the price is, sorry, the target entry price is going to be this neckline. So the neckline is, let me switch over to the line chart to get a better neckline. Okay, this looks good enough only. So neckline is 1676. Yeah, 1676. In fact, let's move up the neckline a little bit to 1697. 1697. Our target will be 2608. So the potential gain is 53.68%, and our stop loss here will be, let's see here, this low. Yeah, we can do the 200-day moving average of the stop loss. It's 1500 rupees. Stop loss will be 1500. Weekly closing basic, guys, please remember that. And this trade is currently active. Nice. We are going to keep the placeholder as tomorrow's date. Great. Another brilliant find. IIFL Wealth Management. Lots of mighty trades being found. So thank you for watching this video, and I hope you enjoyed the learning, and I hope you have been able to understand how I trade and how it's so easy to trade in this market. Really, it's very simple. Just have proper emotional control, proper discipline, spend 1 hour, 2 hours a day, every weekend, sorry, and you will be able to make some really decent returns in the market if you stick to this process for the long term. Thank you very much for watching again, and goodbye.